Okay, real talk. I wasn't planning on turning around and doing another video game right after the first 3 episodes of the series were about video games, especially considering the people who made this game are the same people who made the last 3 games I reviewed. But the next several reviews I was planning for this series are proving to be a little more difficult than I was anticipating, so yeah, you're getting another BioWare game. I won't lie to you, this video was neither planned nor fully researched, so you're getting a mostly opinion-based review here that's sole purpose is to fill the gap until the development for the next videos are actually up and running. I'm considering this one a mini review, not a full-blown review. Also, fair warning, I'll be comparing this game a lot to Dragon Age Inquisition. Like, a lot. Mass Effect Andromeda. First moving into development in 2012 following the release of Mass Effect 3, this game was an extension of the Mass Effect universe. Now, I'm not going to make this into a 4-part series talking about each game individually, so let me just briefly touch on the original Mass Effect series games before moving on to the meat of this review. Everybody knows and loves the Mass Effect trilogy, everyone except me until last November, but I rectified that when I rented them from my library and then I received the original trilogy for Christmas. Mass Effect is a direct result of BioWare's involvement with LucasArts on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And let's be honest, I'll probably make a video or two about those games in the near future as well. I just can't help it. Those games are great. Those games are awesome. The developers wanted more creative freedom and decided to create their own IP, resulting in Mass Effect. You play as Commander Shepard, a human soldier who gets promoted to the status of a super spy called a Spectre. You and your team gear up and fight against the Reapers, mechanical life forms hell-bent on wiping the existence of organic life from the galaxy. You have control over Shepard's personality. You can either be a complete saint or a total jerk. Par for the course for a BioWare game, to be honest. First game is good, nothing to write home to mom about, but a good start to a series nonetheless. Mass Effect 2 is a vast improvement over the first with better combat, better story, and more memorable characters that you will genuinely care about. Mass Effect 3 starts out great, but this game's ending it has a reputation, and I'd be surprised if you haven't heard of it. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Let's just say I'm still emotionally compromised from it. Now, on to Andromeda. Set 600 years after the events of the original trilogy, the game follows the story of one of the Ryder twins as they struggle with their new position as Pathfinder for the human settlers venturing out into the Andromeda galaxy in search of a new home. You get a grab bag of new companions who serve the same or very similar purposes to the previous game's characters. That wouldn't have necessarily bothered me, except that they're the same species as those characters. PB's an ancient technology expert, just like Liara. Vetra is a badass mercenary go-get-em type, like Garrus. Drac is a Krogan fighter, just like Rex. Liam's a bro, just like James. Kello's a quirky pilot, like Joker. Lexi is Chakwa. Sam is Edie. Cora is Samara, or at least she wishes she was. Joel's cool though. I like his voice. The game overall is heavily influenced by the layout of Dragon Age Inquisition, with wide open worlds and hundreds of side quests. Okay, maybe not hundreds. I like that they used the feel of Inquisition, but I kind of feel like they didn't fill the worlds up. Inquisition, I felt like I could just run around for hours on end, finding new quests to help me level up and make me stronger for the next big quest. Along the way, you'd also come across cool resources that you could collect and make into cool weapons and armor. In Andromeda, you're going to be wandering around for a while. Part of that's because you're supposed to be driving in the Nomad, which is just as janky as the Mako was in Mass Effect 1, but seriously, there's just nothing in these open worlds to really interest you. The villain in this game is the Archon, and he's actually kinda lame. He has a strong start to his development, but in the end he's just kinda there, and dude, even the weather in this game is more dangerous and more interesting than the Archon. Also, why does his introduction scene look just like the scene from Galaxy Quest? And here is my biggest complaint. The story. It's way too short. In Inquisition, you had the influence and power mechanics that stopped you from advancing too soon. It made it fun to go off side questing because it was making you stronger, and you even may have wanted to keep questing after you gain enough power just to advance and become even more prepared. I didn't even have time to freaking start a romance, let alone prepare for the final assault. Then there's the glitches. I feel like I don't even need to talk about the whole facial animation thing, that joke kinda wrote itself. Final thing I'll complain about is the character creation system. It seems like a lot you can do, but it really isn't. You cannot change the eyes or the nose of your character, and I'm learning the hard way that the eyes and nose are very important parts of the puzzle to making your character look unique. You're basically colorizing and changing the hairstyle of the default faces. It took me 7 attempts to finally create my original character, and she still doesn't really look like her because I couldn't change the eyes. But hey, at least BioWare gave us some acceptable hairstyles this time. Here's some good news. The combat system really works. In the previous games you had to choose a class and stick to it. In this game, however, you can change your specializations and upgrade your character to do whatever you want, and it's easy to swap in and out of these modes. The fighting is the most fun you're gonna have in this game, and in a game about exploring, that's saying something. And this was a shorter one, but that's all the time I have for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon when the other episodes I'm planning finally pan out. Until then, keep on keeping on, and stay classy.